You know.
Turbulence that made the Sunday evening special for the home fans.
Just rocked back.
Pakistan cruised to victory and, more importantly, took an unassailable lead in the three-match series. Will Baba's men achieve a clean sweep over Zimbabwe? We'll find that out and more in the next few hours.
Yeah, well, it's the third and the last one-day international of this Brido Paints Cup, with Pakistan taking on Zimbabwe. A chance for Zimbabwe to redeem things for themselves. Yeah, Pakistan taking an unassailable,
2-0 lead.
unassailable lead. Unassailable lead in the
Pakistan
series.
won the series with one to play.
Yeah, Pakistan won the series with one to play.
It's easy.
Okay.
2-0, they can't be beaten. And that's a blah, 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 blah. It's a
All
horrible
right.
word. Sometimes I trip on the
Yeah,
word
Pakistan
success.
taking an unassailable lead in this series. A chance for them and Zimbabwe's players to be trying their bench strength. Of course, Zimbabwe will be looking to secure a win. At least they've got some pride to play for. I've got with me Alan Wilkins and the lovely Arooj Mumtaz. Kaise hain aap?
I'm very well, thank you. Why am I not lovely? You know,
She's looking lovely in red.
Very-
I'm not sure about you.
navy, red, thank you very much. Black,
navy, red.
black, very
Well
much.
done.
Thank you very much. That's lovely colour. This is a lovely
Thank you very much.
Kaise hap. If you can say kaise hap,
I'm
what
very
do I say?
comfortable with
Kaise
it
ho
now.
aap? That means how are you?
Yes, and I
मैं
say
ठीक हूँ. मैं
मैं
ठीक
yeah
हूँ.
मैं ठीक हूँ.
Nabil,
मैं
ये
ठीक हूँ. Thank
tape
you.
उतर गई
शुक्रिया.
है.
मैं ठीक हूँ. chopped it on. It's a first wicket in international cricket.
On Sunday afternoon, Pakistan's Iftikhar Ahmed spun through Zimbabwe's batting order. Sean Williams showed glimpses of brilliance.
Oh, glorious shot.
But he was unable to lift the score to a formidable figure.
Shaheen dives full length and takes a beauty. 5 wickets for Iftikhar.
In reply, once again, Imamul Haq looked good at the top.
That is caressed.
But it was Babar Azam's excellence that made the Sunday evening special for the home fans.
Just rocked back.
Pakistan cruised to victory and, more importantly, took an unassailable lead in the 3-match series. Will Babar's men achieve a clean sweep over Zimbabwe? We'll find that out and more in the next few hours.
Well, it's a beautiful sunny day here in Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, and it is the last ODI of this series, the Pride of Pains Cup, with Pakistan taking on Zimbabwe. Well, Pakistan have taken an unassailable lead in this series. They've been quite clinical. Yes, that's the word. Zimbabwe, you know, they have a chance to redeem themselves. Even with Pakistan, it is an opportunity for them to be testing their bench strength. Alongside me is the lovely Wilco and Arooj Mumtaz. Wilco, thank you for that lovely smile. It's always nice to start the day with that kind of positive energy that we need in the studio.
We've got to do that. I mean, you've got to start every day in a positive fashion. Look, the sun has come up, the weather's glorious, and we're expecting Zimbabwe to come back with something, because they were lackluster, weren't they? The first ODI, great. There was competitive element. Second one was a bit low from them. This time they've got to come back.
Well, what about Iftikhar Ahmed? I mean, he was the star of the show in that previous match. He's the one who's put Pakistan in that position where they've actually won the series.
Yes, you know, if you think of Iftikhar, top order batsman who bowls, and I think he's underrated as a bowler. Do you think that he might compare with, say, Joe Root of England, who bowls off spin for England? I think Iftikhar is a better bowler. I think he's a better off spinner. He gets purchase, and he knows as a batsman where the ball should land as a bowler. And that's a great strength to him. I think he's a very underrated off-spinner. I think what he gives Pakistan is that extra string to the bow where the captain can say, I've got Iftikhar. I can bring him back anytime. So I think he's an absolute bonus for Babar.
Well, one guy who's not underrated, Arooj, is Babar Azam. I mean, he provides so much stability to that middle order.
Yeah, look, I mean, anything we say about Babar is just less. Every time we say he's in the form of his life, and he just ups his game even more. He didn't have a very good first game, of course, but then he showed the character, the poise. When he bats, it is just so pleasing on the eye. He's got so much of time, and he keeps maturing, you know. Every time we look like, you know, what's next, and Babar does that for us. And it's very important for him to now be fresh as an ODI captain to continue that batting form that he has and translate that into his captaincy. Normally we find young captains succumb under the pressure a little bit and they lose out on the batting form. But Babar's going the absolute other way.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Williams, you know, he's been one of the guys as well. Speaking of stability, he's added that in that middle order, you know, alongside. When you look at that middle order, they've got experienced players. And we saw that innings with from Sean Williams. You know, he really showed us what he's got to offer.
He does. He gives left arm spin, and he gives very decent batting as well. But you've got Brendan Taylor, Sean Williams, Craig Irvine, Sikandar Raza. They have played a lot of cricket for Zimbabwe. They've got to step up. But there's a few other things got to happen before that middle order takes its place. There's something not quite right at the top of the order, but that middle order, you're right. And Sean Williams, yeah, he looks a good player, because he is a good player. And Zimbabwe will be hoping that once again, these senior players will contribute.
They definitely need their openers to contribute. That's one thing for sure. But Sean Williams, you know, he was fabulous in that previous one-day international. Let's hear it from the man himself. He's down there with Tino Maboyo.
Sean, you missed out on Friday, batted really well on Sunday, looked a different player, 75 from 70 in quick time.
Yeah, look, I obviously changed my mental approach towards the second game, and I took a lot out of what Brendan did in the first game and did it in the second game, but it didn't seem to go my way to get to the 3-figure mark.
I don't know if you know this, but it's been 13 innings since you last got a half century against Pakistan way back in 2008. Is this kind of a mental block for you, or is this just not performing as well as you would like to against them?
No, I actually didn't know that. But yeah, I didn't perform as well as I would have liked in the first innings. There was quite a bit of bounce from Wahab in the first innings to deal with. And obviously batting under lights, I felt like the wicket was doing a little bit more than what it did during the day. But yeah, just to change my whole mental approach towards it and actually to back myself, to play my shots, to hit the gap, to run twos. There's big outfield, so there's lots of pockets to hit the ball into. And I felt like if I timed the ball well enough, the outfield would do the work for me.
Let's talk a bit about the team. You guys are competitive in the first one-day international, not so good in the second. Can Zimbabwe turn this around, and what do they need to do that?
Definitely. Look, I think in the second ODI, I think we got ourselves into a good position. I think Brendan and I managed to turn the tables quite quickly there in just a couple of overs, and I thought you know, it put pressure back on the Pakistan captain. He had to bring back his main bowlers, and that was a good thing for Brendan and I. And, you know, we thought, okay, well, let's knock these guys around, not give them a wicket, which we didn't. But then it turned again, and we seemed to give them soft dismissals, 3 soft dismissals very quickly, which, you know, in the end ended up hurting us really badly because I think we ended up being 7 down very quickly, still with a lot of time to play as well. So, yeah, it ended up making me having to make a decision on what to do. Obviously, you know, Shaheen and Rauf had to come back and bowl the death at our tail ender. So, yeah, I ended up having to make a decision.
All right, Sean, good performance the other day. All the best today.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's just got such a positive attitude going for him, Sean Williams. But we've got a lot to talk about with my lovely guests here, but we'll be taking a short breather. See you shortly. it's been a mixed bag so far when it comes to the pitch and the kind of scores that we've seen. The last one slightly on the drier side than the previous ODI, and the first one perhaps better for batting, but we haven't really seen that 300 score yet. Let's see how the pitch is faring today. Over to the local man who will be happy that he's doing the pitch report, Bazid Khan.
Thanks, Zainab. It's wonderful out here. Rawalpindi, always wonderful. And I'll tell you what, it's a very balanced Rawalpindi square that we play on. All three games, if you look at them, it's been spinners and fast bowlers. 14 wickets for the spinners, 16 for the fast bowlers. Economy rate similar. So I tell you, it's extremely balanced the way the pitches are prepared. From 2016 onwards, it's the highest scoring ground as well in terms of List A cricket. So they're doing something right. And what they're doing, we're playing on fresh pitches every time. So it's well rolled in. There's a slight bit of moisture in there, which you expect just to hold it together. A little bit of grass, so a little bit of everything for faster men, spinners, the batsmen. So what I suspect is that if you win the toss, lose the toss, bat first, bat second, you have to roll your sleeves up and get on with it.
Yeah, good pitch to bat on. That's what we need, Wilco, for this game. We need some runs on that wicket, some fireworks.
Yeah, we do. And what I want today, what I would like to see, we sat on the bench for 2 matches. I want to see Fakhar Zaman. He excites me. He brings X factor to the game. I want to see Fakhar Zaman out there blasting, getting a 100. He's got 2 50s in his last ODIs. And, you know, he's sitting there like I am Kanta sitting between 2 roses, you know, a thorn. I want to see him here, out there, getting runs.
Arooj, you know, he's making that point about Fakhar Zaman. Pakistan needs somebody like him at the top to, you know, just provide you with that tempo and momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. See, all 3 tosses, we've said that it's been a batting pitch, but the scores haven't reflected the same. And if you talk about Pakistan's top order, like Alan said, we need someone to blast out of the park. And when you've got Fakhar sitting there, and with his track record against Zimbabwe, I know it's from 2 years ago, but he's got that 210, right? He's got the 250s from Sri Lanka last year as well. But I really, really hope he gets his chance today and he really does prove himself. And we know he can. So I think it'll be fantastic for him in Pakistan.
Yeah, I mean, the combinations that we've seen so far will go with Abid Ali, Imamul Haq at the top. We've also seen Haris Sohail in that first one-day international. Yep. Pakistan has been lacking that one guy who can be, you know, start off the innings like perhaps say, David Warner or somebody who can really provide them with that impetus.
No, absolutely right. And, you know, David Warner gives that for Australia or for whichever team he plays for. Joss Buttler gives it. They're coming to see you, Zainab. Joss Buttler gives it for England and for whoever he plays for. So you want that. Look, I don't mind the fact that Imam has taken his time a little bit. Abid Ali looks pretty good. Babar comes in and, of course, he looks polished, which he is. But I think you want that sort of starburst. You want to get through that a little bit. And let's see some fireworks. Let's see Pakistan just take it on a little bit, add a bit more octane to their petrol.
Well, we need to see those fireworks from Zimbabwe as well, especially their openers, because we know how good their middle order has been. Right, we're ready with the toss, so it's over to Rambo.
Pleasant conditions here in Rawalpindi as we welcome the 2 captains, including the match referee. We're ready with the toss. Babar has the coin. Here we go. It's come down as tails.
Zimbabwe has won the toss.
Chamu, what have you decided?
We're going to bat first.
Bat first. Now, the openers need to click. I understand that you've got value in the middle order, but the start is so important for Zimbabwe.
Yeah, definitely. I think if the openers can stay for a little bit more, set the tone for the middle order, it will be crucial for us.
What are you looking at from this game?
Definitely a lot of improvements. And if we can get it right, hopefully we can get over the line today.
And your team changes?
Just one change. Cow is out for Tirupano.
All the best.
Thank you.
Babar, bowling कर रहे हैं दोबारा से क्या ख्याल है इस पिच के मुतालिक?
नहीं रमेश भाई टॉस जीते तो हम बैटिंग करते हैं और विकेट काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है, ड्राई लग रहा है, तो यही प्लान था कि टॉस जीते तो बैटिंग करते हैं.
इंटरेस्ट है चेंजेस के ऊपर क्योंकि सीरीज आप जीत गए हैं, चेंजेस किए आपने टीम में?
बिल्कुल रमेश भाई, डिफरेंट कॉम्बिनेशन से हम हर मैच खेले हैं और आज भी उसी से डिफरेंट कॉम्बिनेशन से खेल रहे हैं. 4 चेंजिंग्स हैं. आबिद अली की जगह फ़खर जमान है, अमाद वसीम की जगह खुशदिल शाह का डेब्यू हुआ है और वहाब भाई वापस आए हैं, हुसनैन खेल रहा है। तो कोशिश ये है कि हम जो बेंच स्ट्रेंथ है उसको चेक करें, क्योंकि हमारी बैक टू बैक सीरीज़ हैं, तो हम डिफरेंट कॉम्बिनेशन को ट्राई करना चाह रहे हैं, तो कहाँ स्टैंड कर रहे हैं।
पूल ऑफ प्लेयर्स बढ़ रहा है, जो कि अच्छी बात है कप्तान के लिए, क्योंकि आपकी भी जो स्ट्रेटजी है वो फ्लेक्सिबल हो सकती है, क्योंकि ऑप्शंस बढ़ रहे हैं आपके।
बिल्कुल रमेश भाई, इसीलिए हम मुख्तलिफ कम्बिनेशन के साथ हर मैच खेल रहे हैं, क्योंकि हम देखना चाह रहे हैं कि हम किस कम्बिनेशन से कहाँ स्टैंड कर रहे हैं। तो जो हमारे मेन मैचेस हैं, तो वहाँ पे हम किस कम्बिनेशन से जा सकते हैं।
अपनी फॉर्म आपकी बड़ी अच्छी चल रही है, कुछ टारगेट लेके उतरते हैं कि मैंने आज इतनी चौके मारने, छक्के मारने हैं, या कि एक बबल में रह के आप बैटिंग करते हैं?
नहीं रमेश भाई, डिपेंड करता है सिचुएशन पे कि क्या सिचुएशन चल रही है, क्या टीम डिमांड कर रही है। बिल्कुल इंडिविजुअली प्लान होता है अपना, लेकिन कभी कभार आपको उस प्लान से हट के भी खेलना पड़ता है। और कोशिश यही होती है कि जो मेरी गेम है उसको उसी तरह से अप्लाई करूं, और जो टीम के लिए बेस्ट है। और जब टीम पहले होती है तो फिर अपना गोल थोड़ा सा आप बाद में सोचते हैं। जब आप टीम का टारगेट अचीव कर लेते हैं, फिर अपना आप दूसरा माइंडसेट से खेलते हैं।
All the best.
Thank you.
Right, we have the news for you. At the toss, it was Zimbabwe called correctly and have decided to bat.
Yeah, no surprises there. We're talking about wanting that batting wicket with lots of runs. It looks like it's that kind of a wicket because Zimbabwe has won the toss and they've elected to bat first.
Yeah, and it's got to start with the captain. If he's going to open, Chamucha Baba, he's got to take responsibility. He has got to work out that you can't play a shot a ball to Shaheen and Wahab and company. So he's got to take responsibility, get out there and be a captain.
Quick thoughts, Arooj. Again, Pakistan has made a couple of changes, which we'll be talking about after the break, but they really need to go full out in this one.
I think that's what they will be looking to do, right? We know the outfield's quick, you get value for your shots, but the quick firepower that Pakistan possesses, Zimbabwe is up for a challenge.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Arooj. We'll be taking a short break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Tino Moyo. Yeah, just a reminder, Zimbabwe has won the toss and they have decided to bat first. Tino Moyo is here with me, who's happy that I'm saying his name correctly today. Tino, welcome.
Thanks,
you know, a lot at stake for Zimbabwe, not in terms of really the series outcome, but they've got a chance to, you know, really they've made a couple of changes. They made one change, but they've got a chance to really show some pride, play for pride.
They do, and let's not forget that, of course, this is for points for qualification for the World Cup. So it's not just the pride, there's points to be won here. One change, we expected Carl Mumba to go out. I'm disappointed that there hasn't been a change at the top of the order. I think 2 for 1 in the first one-day international, 18 for 1 in the second. We've talked about how strong the middle order is, and they've all scored runs, bar Sikandar Raza, who's moved down the order a little bit. But in my opinion, you really need to have a good start, a solid foundation for that middle order to play off. And we haven't seen it in the first 2 games. And it's disappointed me that we've carried on with the same couple of openers.
I mean, it almost seems like there's been too much reliance on that middle order. You know, you look at their performances and you haven't really seen that firepower at the top.
No, you haven't. And like I said before the last one-day international, I'm happy to see Zimbabwe 35 or 40 for no loss after 10 overs. At least you've got a platform, you've got a foundation, and you know that you've got middle order batsmen who can accelerate. You saw Sean Williams, even though no runs in the first one-day international, came out and was positive. So we've got the players who can do it. Brendan Taylor's in the runs, Craig Irvin scored runs, young Wesley Maderere's done that. So I don't see why they need to try and score so quickly in the beginning, lose wickets, and put just a bit of extra pressure on that middle order. Let's not forget that the last 3 batsmen in the Zimbabwean lineup as well are not going to give Zimbabwe very many runs.
Well, Wilco, your wish has been granted because Fakhar Zaman is playing today and Pakistan has gone with a couple of changes.
Yeah, I like Fakhar Zaman. I mean, you've got to play him. I mean, what he's done against Zimbabwe, and you just can't keep a guy like that quiet. So I'm glad about that. Kushdil Shah has earned his place. He's making his debut because he's done so well recently in the domestic national T20. And Mohammad Hasnain, look, he's the real deal. He's got more to learn about his craft of fast bowling, but he's only going to learn out there. So I think 3 good selections.
And Kushdil Shah, I mean, you know, we saw some of his performances in the national T20 as well. And Pakistan has always been looking for somebody in that lower middle order who can really provide them with those, you know, finishing runs.
Competition should bring out the best in every player. Look, Imad Wasim has got a fantastic record in the last 2 years as a lower middle order batsman. I mean, his strike rate is 150, his average is 50, so he probably feels, why aren't I in that position? Perhaps he feels he can go one place higher. But Kushdil, it's a chance for him to show the selectors what he can do, and as I say, Zainab, competition, and I'm sure that Tino would say the same, should bring out the best.
Speaking of competition, Tino, I mean, one of the things that has been Pakistan's strength is their fast bowling. Even today, they're playing Mohammad Hasnain. In the previous one, Musa Khan, you know, he had a decent outing as well.
He did. We had a discussion off air with a couple of the guys upstairs, and I think in the conditions that you play cricket in Pakistan, if you're going to be a fast bowler, you're going to have to make sure that you do something with the ball and that you bowl quickly. And we've seen that throughout from all of them. So, you know, if you're in the side, they've been playing 4-seamers so far, make sure that you're performing. Because if you're not, somebody like a Musa Khan who's coming to take your place is going to come and perform. So I think in terms of Pakistan cricket, in terms of their seam department, I think that's really good that they've got that competition. If you're in there, make sure you're performing. Because if you don't, whoever's going to get an opportunity is probably going to put in a good performance.
But their seamers, Zimbabwe's seamers, you've got a big job to do today. They haven't performed.
They haven't
got
performed.
A job to do.
And unfortunately, Tendai Chatara hasn't quite got fit yet.
Yeah.
No excuses. It would have been really good to have Kyle Jarvis on the tour as well.
Yeah.
But we don't. So those people that are getting an opportunity now also need to know that, you know, there are a couple of the top guns that are not there. When I get an opportunity, I need to make sure that I take it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Musa Khan, he's also got that hitting ability. He won a couple of games in PSL with the bat. I remember, I think he required six of that last ball or something like that. Not exactly sure, but he's definitely got potential to be an all-rounder as well. He caught up earlier with Ramiz Raja. Let's hear it from him.
मूसा, पहले तो आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. अभी आपने ODI डेब्यू की है. छोटी सी उम्र में टेस्ट क्रिकेट, वनडे इंटरनेशनल सब कुछ कर लिया आपने. विकेट भी ली दूसरे बॉल पे. पहले तो बताएं एहसास कैसा महसूस कर रहे हैं?
जी, सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह पाक का लाख लाख शुक्र है कि मैंने अपने ही होम टाउन में डेब्यू किया वनडे का. जैसे आप बात कर रहे हैं, मैंने इंग्लैंड टूर पे मैं साथ था विकी भाई से, काफ़ी कुछ मैंने सीखा है. तो उनसे मैंने मेरा रनअप काफ़ी इशू कर रहा था शुरू में, तो उनसे काफ़ी कुछ सीखा और काफ़ी अच्छा लगा।
जब आप बॉल कराने आते हैं तो क्या देखते हैं कि मैं विकेट उड़ा दूं, तेज़ बॉल करने की कोशिश करते हैं या वेरिएशंस पे भी ध्यान दे रहे हैं?
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल वेरिएशन पे भी ध्यान दे रहे हैं, क्योंकि वनडे क्रिकेट ऐसी क्रिकेट है कि आप इसमें आप बचो, क्योंकि आप जितना बचेंगे उतना ही सेव रहेंगे। स्कोर रोकेंगे तो ऐसी आपको विकेट मिल जाएगी। तो मेरा फोकस यही होता है कि मैं स्टम्प्स टू स्टम्प्स रहूँ, ज़्यादा बाहर ना जाऊँ, क्योंकि जैसे ही बाहर जाता हूँ तो बाउंड्री पड़ जाती है। तो यही कोशिश होती है कि स्टम्प्स टू स्टम्प्स बॉल करूँ।
वेरिएशंस के ऊपर किस पे ध्यान दे रहे हैं? कौन से बॉल की तरफ तवज्जो ज़्यादा आपकी?
यही कि खिंचा हुआ बॉल हो, लेंथ बॉल हो, बैट्समैन के हाथ ना खुल पाएँ, और ये इसी पे ज़्यादा ध्यान होता है।
आप शाहीन शाह अफरीदी के साथ अंडर 19 भी खेल चुके हैं, सो ये जोड़ी अब आपको पाकिस्तान में भी आप उनके साथ बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, तो ये एक अच्छी फीलिंग है।
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल। उनके मैं और वो इकट्ठे खेले अंडर 19, उस टाइम शाहीन शाह तो था, मगर इस तरह ही था। माशाल्लाह उसने बहुत ज़्यादा इम्प्रूव किया है, और काफ़ी कुछ उससे भी मैं पूछता रहता हूँ कि यार कैसे किया इतना इम्प्रूव, और अब तूने अपनी पेस भी काफ़ी इम्प्रूव की है, स्विंग भी लाया है, तो उससे भी काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिल रहा है।
आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, और इसी तरह से आप फूलते बढ़ते रहें।
थैंक यू सो मच।
Yeah, great to see such raw talent come through for Pakistan, especially pacers, as we were talking about. Wilco, you've seen Mohammad Hassan. He's playing today. What have you made from him? Because obviously you've seen him and evaluated him in the PSL.
Well, he's got pace. That's the first ingredient. I mean, that sounds a bit obvious, but he's got pace, which you can work with. And the action's good. He's strong here. He's strong here and he's strong there. He picked up the Man of the Match award in the PSL final 2 years ago, didn't he, for the Quetta Gladiators? I think it was 3 for 25. This kid has got it. He's got it. And when you have on the sidelines, sorry, they're not on the sidelines, Waqar Yunus, who's bowling coach, and you've got Wasim Akram, who's not far behind. So you've got those two great fast bowlers. Mohammad Akram as well is around. Learn from these guys. Aqib Javed for Qalandars. Learn from these guys. Honestly, the bowling resources in this country are second to none.
Wahab Riaz as well. He's also
forgot him.
The list is endless in that sense. But from a Zimbabwe perspective, we've spoken about where they need to improve. But there have been glimpses of brilliance as well. Like we saw that innings by Madavir the other day. Chisoro, we've seen how well he's bowled in patches. So there is potential to work with.
There definitely is. And I think if you look at the Zimbabwean innings in the second one-day international, how many of those top 8 wickets really could you say the bowler really had to work for? Take nothing away from Iftikhar. He bowled well. Did he deserve 5 wickets? I'm not so sure. I saw a couple of, more than a couple of Zimbabwean wickets that were just given away really by the batsmen. When they've gone in there, they've done the hard work and they've got themselves in a position where they can push forward. It's a case of just batting for a little bit longer, talking to your partner, having a discussion, looking at the scoreboard, where are we and where do we need to get? And I just don't think that the Zimbabwean batsmen have done enough of that. The openers are a totally different story. They've struggled outright. But the other guys have shown that they've got the potential, they've got some runs. They really just need to buckle down and make sure that they push through. Bazi Khan called it pulling up the sleeves.
Yeah, very true. A lot of sleeves to be pulling up from their perspective. But, even their seamers, you look at Pakistan and the reason why they've done well over, in this particular series or generally is because they've got Shaheen Shah Afridi and they've got those pacers who can provide you with the breakthrough. Is that, that X factor, has that been lacking from Zimbabwe's point of view?
100% lacking. Their seam bowling department is really lacking in pace. It's lacking in consistency. Whereas with Shaheen and with Wahab, you've got two of the best finishers in the world right there. One thing about Shaheen, I hope that they manage his workload because he runs in every ball expecting to take a wicket. He runs in like a 100-meter sprinter, like a 200-meter sprinter. He plays test matches, T20, ODIs. They're getting a lot out of him, but I hope they manage the workload. With Zimbabwe, their seamers, there's a lot of work to do. Don't you think?
We've
said that.
I just wanted to come in there and say, naturally, they're not guys that really bowl quickly anyway. But when you don't have that, at least be able to group a couple of deliveries in one area, create some pressure. Then you can get the batsman maybe trying to play something that's out of the ordinary. But
that's
if you're lacking in pace and you're lacking in bowling in one area, then you've got serious problems.
All right, quick predictions. What's going on today?
3-0.
3-0.
Fakhar Zaman, big score.
Yeah, I think Fakhar Zaman, big score. But I really just hope that the Zimbabweans come out there, bat properly, and hopefully get a decent total on the board and pressure on the Pakistan.
See, the optimist in Tino has
gotta be.
spoken. He's got to be an optimist. And that's what we require from the Zimbabwe team as well. A bit of optimism and that firepower from their performance. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. We'll be taking a short breather. It'll be interesting to see what kind of score Zimbabwe poses. Time for a short break. When we are back, we'll be taking you to the commentary box.
We are in the lovely city of Rawalpindi, just very nearby the capital city of Islamabad, and a lot to look forward to. Winter is here. So you see that little haze in the morning, and well, I think will be out in the next 10 or 12 days. Third ODI International, the final ODI. Pakistan have wrapped up the series, and still a lot to play for as far as Zimbabweans are concerned, because they don't get to play a lot of international cricket. This is another opportunity to get things right. Pakistan, on the other hand, have looked mighty impressive and confident. And a warm-up session was conducted. And well, I'm sure there'd be well-rested bodies. There's a gap of a day, but both teams at it again. Well, this is pitch number 4 on the square, and it looks very, very decent. Except for the first pitch where we had a little bit of grass. The grass has been taken off and conditions are excellent for batting. Right, then just to reconfirm what happened at the toss, it was Zimbabwean captain Chamu who called correctly and decided to bat first. Zimbabwe making one change. Carl Mumba is out and Donald Tripano is in. A lot will depend on Taylor though. He's been in great form. Hits the ball hard. 11 centuries to his name. Sean Williams is amongst the runs as well. So middle order looks pretty settled. It's just the opening department that needs a bit of tweaking. Wesley is an interesting 20-year-old, bats well, bowls also extremely good and efficient in the field, so very good all-round cricketer. Sikandar Raza, we know, is developed his skills with the ball, but obviously he'll strengthen the middle order as well. Pakistan have made 4 changes. Plenty of changes for the Pakistan team. Fakhar Zaman is in. Babar Azam obviously will lead the pack. He's an excellent batsman, as we all know, and now getting good as a leader as well. Khushdil Shah is making his debut. Wahab Riaz needs no introduction. Left arm, pace, Yorkers, bouncers. He's been good over the years. Shaheen Shah Afridi still playing for Pakistan. Thought he could have been rested, but Pakistan feel that the X factor's got to be included. What a year he's having. Abid Ali is out. Imad Wasim is out. Haris Rauf is out. Right, time for a photograph. Time for us also to take a little bit of breather. We'll take a short break and come back with live action very, very soon. Lovely spots here just round the corner in Rawalpindi. Right, series is wrapped up by Pakistan. We are into the 3rd ODI and then T20 action starts soon after. All matches are being played here in Rawalpindi. I've got Tino with me. Tino, Zimbabwe need to fire somehow. I know it's a difficult task when you've lost the series, how to motivate yourself. But as I mentioned earlier, every critical situation brings an opportunity as well.
Morning, Ramiz. And yes, agreed. They really need to dig deep today. And yes, the series is done, but more importantly, there are still points to be won, which will matter in a couple of years' time for Zimbabwe. So we only had a day in between the last game. I really hope that they've managed to go away, sit down, and really focus on what they need today to do today to change the last couple of results. Now, Zimbabwe over the years are known to play their best cricket at the beginning of a series. And I think that happened on Friday in the first one-day international. Not so good in the second. It's going to be very difficult for them to try and change that result. But it's something they're really going to have to try and do today.
Aleem Dar and Rashid Riaz are the two umps today. Aleem Dar, clearly the senior most now in one-day internationals. 211th one international match for Aleem Dar. In a huddle Pakistan, obviously they need to not be complacent. It's an international game, even though they won the series, but they'd be looking for another win. Every win will give them confidence, and it's a game of habit as well. So you develop good habits. The two Zimbabwean openers. I was thinking, Tino, maybe Wesley Madhavere could have been opted as an opener, because what little I've seen of the young man, he plays the back foot shot extremely well. He's good against the short ball, and he's positive also. He comes into the ring without any extra baggage. So got to make use of his youthful exuberance, and from technical reasons also, I think he could have been promoted as an opener.
We'll come back to that. Rami's just having a look at Brian Cherry's numbers. 14 matches, just 177 runs. That average below 14. So lots and lots of work for Brian Cherry to do in that department. Strike rates as well, below 50. It needs to really be a lot higher than that in this format of the game. The captain, Chamuchi Baba, lots of experience. 107th match for him. Just less than 2,500 runs in this format. An average of below 24 as well. He would really hope that he can improve on that. Should be a lot better, really, after 100 plus games. A best of 99 against Pakistan. That was here in 2015.
Just been told by Mazhar that Wesley Madhavere actually opened for Zimbabwe in the Under-19 World Cup and even got a 50 against England. So he's done the job previously as well. But Zimbabwe sticking with the two openers who've opened in this series. Chari is on strike. Shaheen Shah Afridi is the bowler. Two slips in place.
Left bowling over. Thank you. Play.
Here we go. Oh, a little bit of inside edge, but you know what he was trying to do. On target almost. And he's got this in-swinging angle that works perfectly now for Shaheen Shah Afridi. The DRS timer is on. I don't think Pakistan is going to opt for it, because there's clearly a woody sound.
Shaheen Shah Afridi, we know his ability to bring that ball back in.
On the bounce, well controlled by the fielder at mid-wicket.
Shaheen Shah Afridi, of course, got the wicket of Brian Chari in that first one-day international, swinging in and sneaking in the gap. Just worry about Brian Chari. You can see there's a big gap there between bat and pad. He's very upright in his approach to Shaheen Shah Afridi, who's quick, skiddy, gets that ball to swing back in. I'll just like to see him just get a little bit lower and play a little bit tighter.
Well, that's clearly missing the stumps, going down the leg side. You saw the keeper move in anticipation down the leg side. He's getting that in-swinging angle, but he's missing the target on this occasion, at least, by a long way. Got to make allowance for that lateral late movement. I think he's seeing the ball and getting into position to play with hard hands. He's got to play the ball a bit later.
This is the dismissal you're talking about from that first one-day international. They're those hard hands. Gap between bat and pad, very, very upright. And it makes it difficult for him to adjust when the ball swings in if he's standing up. I'd like to see him a bit lower, head weight into the ball, then it allows him to push that bat just in front if that ball swings back in.
Even though he has an open stance, and that is to cater for the in-swinging angle, but it's just that he's pushing at the ball too hard. And he's now become a world-class bowler, so he'll keep on persisting, honing in on that middle and leg stump line.
And the extra thing that he's got is with good pace, swinging the ball back in, you're looking for the ball around that front foot area. And then he's got a really quick bouncer, which surprises you as well. So lots for the batsman to deal with from Shaheen Shah.
It's a maiden, Zim none for none.
Center, 2 leg, close to you. Coming 2 leg. Still on 2? Yes, coming 2. Thank you. Right arm over.
Pakistan making 4 changes. Abid Ali is out, Imad Wasim is out, Fahim Ashraf is out, Haris Rauf is not playing this game. So it's a chance for Mohammad Hasnan to showcase his skills. Pretty nippy he is. Hits the deck hard. All he has to do maybe is to look to bowl that hard length, not worry about variations, just express himself totally with the new ball. Pace is the way to go. If you got it, flaunt it. Well, the shot was definitely on. A little bit of width, but got to give yourself a little bit of time to settle down as well. So it's a catch-22. It's ODI cricket. You see the width, you go after it. But the CV has not been great at the openers in this series, so got to give yourself a little bit of time getting used to the extra pace.
Got out to a similar delivery in that second one-day international. Again, no foot movement. Didn't get himself into line on that back foot and really just threw the hands at a wide delivery. I've got no problem with him being positive and wanting to put that ball away, but make sure that you get yourself in the best position to be able to play that shot.
Playing after a gap of 1.5 years, Hasnan. So this is his big moment. Last ODI game for him was against England at Leeds. Edge and taken, good catch. Very good take. I think it's Iftikhar who's held on to that one quite brilliantly. That extra bit of zip movement and loose shot in the end compounded the effort.
Well, there's no need to be playing at this, Chamuchi Baba. It's wide, it's back of a length, and all he's done really is just open the face and given slip catching practice to the man at second slip. Disappointing end to the series for Chibaba. No score for him today. Zimbabwe 0-1.
Halfway, 3 left.
Yeah, just the last match.
Craig Irwin is in at number 3. Oh, very close of being wrapped in front of the stumps. He's getting good shape. And what a fillip for him, really. Playing after 1.5 years and getting a wicket in his first over. Albeit courtesy of a bad shot. They're very tentative around that off stump. You've got to be very, very positive what you want to do with that line. Very good catch by Iftikhar also. Diving and holding on to it.
Wait.
Should be a leg by.
These are his speeds, 140, 146, 144 a couple of deliveries ago. Ambles in. It doesn't really look like he's getting the ball through that quickly.
2 left, please. Pretty close.
But it certainly gets a few clicks on it.
Yeah, there's always value if you've got pace. Don't worry about variations. I think you've got the weapon. Hold on to it. Just look to be as straight as possible and hit that hard length. Very difficult to take you downtown when you're bowling at around 150 clicks. Play on a miss. Ball thudding into the keeper's gloves. 1 for 1.
Two. It's 2. Okay.
One for 1. The beginning is not great. Oh, what a beauty that is. Had to play that line and the ball shaping away after pitching.
Peach. It's angled into that middle stump. It's pitched middle and off, and it's just left Craig Irvin. It's well played in the end because he hasn't followed it once it's shaped away from him, but that is a wonderful delivery.
Wider the stumps, creating a little bit of a different angle, but because he's got that in-swinging angle working against the right-handers, he becomes that much more potent against the left-handers, because this is such an excellent line to bowl to a left-hander.
You've obviously seen a lot more of Shaheen Shah Afridi. Does he have the ability to get the ball to swing the other way? I know that he can roll the wrist over and he can get it to go across the right-hander, but can he actually do that in the air?
First run off the Willer. He's only, what, 19, Shaheen Shah Afridi? 20 now. But to have that ability to bowl well and show control against right and left hand is quite astonishing at such a young age. In swinging angle, he loves it now. He doesn't get a lot of outswing. I think that natural angle takes the ball away for the right-hander towards the slips, but we all know, Tino, that once you develop that in-swinging angle, if you're a left-armer, then wickets will fall and you'll be a success. Because then you're in two minds whether it's going to be that slanted angle or the ball will come back and hit the stumps or wrap you in front of the stumps like before. It's a young bowling attack, by the way. Pakistan have fielded. So 3 fast bowlers are all around 20-year-old mark. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Mohammad Hasnan and Musa Khan. It's a lot better. Head down, didn't go hard at the ball, blocked it well.
Most wickets for a Pakistan bowler since Shaheen's debut. He's right at the top. 45 wickets, and look at the difference between him and Mohammad Amir. 22 is that difference. He's got the best average, 20.71, and that economy at 5.35, very decent as well. I'll look to come back for 2, the Zimbabwean batsman. Four for 1.
Hitting the bat hard is Hasnan. Bowling at a rapid pace. It's quite interesting. If you've got pace, then you can befriend the pace element as well, because ask most openers, top order batsmen, they like the ball to come on to you. So Mohammad Hasnan, whilst, you know, is quick, quite capable of picking up wickets, giving you a great platform to strike at the opposition, but also if he is not careful with his line and direction, he could go for runs. That's another very useful delivery, is getting it to swing.
This is the last thing that any batsman wants. The ball's been swinging into Craig Irvin when pitched up. Slightly back of a length. They're expecting that ball to continue coming into you, and it just nips away. That's a wonderful delivery. Squaring him up.
See, at that pace, you're not getting the second chance to get behind the line of the ball. So once you are stuck, you're gone. Oh, caught behind. Choked down the leg side. Unfortunate way to go. He's not going for the DRS. He knows that he's feathered it. Nicely taken by Rizwan. He has a quick mover behind the stumps. Very safe bet. No mistake made.
Yeah, this one's gone off the surface as well. That's quite unfortunate for Craig Irvin. Just squeezing that down the leg side, looking to get some bat on it. On another day, if luck is with you, it goes past the keeper and goes for 4. He's gone for 1. Zimbabwe now lose their second wicket. It's 4 for 2.
New entrant is Brendan Taylor at 4.
Unfortunate, Craig Irvin. Just looking to get a tickle down the leg side. Ball as fine as possible, unfortunately. Got it just a little too fine. Good catch from Rizwan, moving to his right. And there you can see the spike on ultra edge, giving us confirmation.
It's a beautiful line. Lovely piece of bowling from Hasnan. He's bowled especially well on his return. It's a wicket maiden, 4 for 2.
Two early breakthroughs for Pakistan. Hasnain removing the captain Chamuchi Baba. Senior batter Craig Irvin. It'll be Brian Chari to continue to Shaheen Shah Afridi.
We talk a great deal about the value of having a right and a left hand opening combination with the bat. What about the bowling combination? It should offer same kind of a puzzle or a challenge for the batsman as well. You've got to adjust from extreme express pace of Hasnan to the left arm charge of Shaheen Shah Afridi, who's got this great ability to get the ball back into the stumps. Can't be easy. Oh, that's close, gone. It's got to go. No, not out. They can take the review. It appeared very, very close.
That's a good shout. The only thing I think is Brendan Taylor might have just got a slight inside edge. They've decided against it. This looked really good to me, Ramesh.
Yeah, from up here, I was not looking at my monitor, but I was looking at live proceedings, and I felt it was mighty close. Ultra edge. Oh yeah, I think there's a spike. Edged it. So good call by Pakistan. I think that's the best line to bowl to Brendan Taylor. He doesn't believe in using his feet a great deal. He's more a hand-eye coordinated batsman. So keep the ball up and try to target the stumps. Probably get him leg before, eventually. Easy, playing from the crease.
Just talking about Brendan Taylor not using his feet all that much, but what he does well is he waits for the ball to come to him, right under the eyes. It just makes it a lot easier for him to play that delivery. It's when you start pushing ahead of that front pad, that head not quite forward, that you get yourself into trouble.
Short backlift, and you tend to do that when you're facing fast bowling. There's no need for that high backlift and the bat coming down hard at the ball. It's about surviving this spell from Shaheen Afridi. The sideways movement will get subsided with the passage of time, provided you weather the storm. Upish, nicely played, good wristy shot. First 4 of the innings, and it comes from the blade of Brendan Taylor. Good shot, 10 for 2.
He's very strong off his legs, Brendan Taylor. If you will remember, his first boundary in all 3 of these innings has been through the onside. Shaheen Afridi just getting a little too straight, and nobody at backward square on the boundary this early on in the innings. Brendan Taylor helps himself to fall.
Beautiful length, pitched it up, got it to move away from that off-stump angle. He hasn't conceded a run yet. Mohammad Hasnan is bowled 2 overs. It was put out there, up there for him to go for that kind of a drive, missed it. .143 clicks that last ball.
Well, the surface in the last couple of games has been very barren in terms of grass, and you can see the surface quite dry. Slightly open cracks before the start of play already, but we've seen that it's certainly taken some good pace. Bowlers have got the ball to swing. Ball coming onto the bat, so conditions ideal for both bowlers and batsmen.
It's gone for 4. One area of his fielding, Shaheen Afridi, where he needs to just do a bit better. Whenever he slides, he doesn't seem to pick up the ball cleanly. I've seen it over last couple of seasons. He tries extremely hard. He's a passionate fielder, but it's just that he's got to tidy up the act.
He's got a long way to go down. Anyway, Shaheen Shah.
It's a beautiful wicket because you're always looking for that balance between bat and ball, team. And so even if you take the grass off the surface here, it is still fine for extra bit of zip because it is a hard base. Hasnan is getting the most swing angle and putting it in the right area as well. It has been an impressive opening burst from him. Looking for that ramp shot over the keeper's head. You've got to find a way to attack him. I think that's not a bad option. The moment he goes short, you've got to look for a ramp.
And you're just talking about the surface, the ball going through, even though it's not got so much grass on it. Gone through nicely to the keeper, that one.
Doesn't time it. After 6, 15 for 2. Nice. Square drive. Footwork was a lot better. It's a fast outfield. Fast scoring outfield. And so a boundary.
Quite strong in this area, Brian Chari, and you can see he's deliberately opened that face. But look at the position he's got himself in. Now, had he been upright, he wouldn't have had the momentum into the stroke. He wouldn't have had to be able to get that much power in the stroke. Got himself in a really good position, waited for the ball, just opened the face. Nicely played by Brian Chari.
The obvious response. That's got to be inbuilt. The moment you're hit for a 4, especially in ODIs and Test cricket, you have a weapon to unleash. He's quick enough to bowl that bouncer. Shaheen Afridi, 139 clicks, that bouncer. Yeah, look at the cluster of deliveries targeting the stumps. Accurate, and then he gets the ball to move into the stumps. There's that wide delivery for Chari really to go for that expansive drive once again. Leaves it well alone. PSL is round the corner, HBL PSL 2020, so the playoffs will be played. Multan Sultans and Karachi Kings will play the first qualifier. The winner will qualify for the final. The loser has another chance to make it to the finals. Lahore Qalandars and Peshawar Zalmi will play the eliminator. So whosoever loses that game is out of the playoffs. Multan Sultan's progress has been outstanding in PSL 2020. Peshawar Zalmi will have the services of Faf du Plessis, so that's a welcome news. Alex Hales will be batting for Karachi Kings. Times the ball so well, he's very wristy. You tend to use your wrist when you don't get to the pitch of the ball. So you break your wrist to compensate for lack of feet movement. But he's a good timer of the ball. And look at the bottom grip on his handle as well. It's clasped quite hard. And so that allows him to play that flick shot, a lot of shots through the leg side. Seven done, 21 for the loss of 2, and we are out of here as well.
Hasnain. And as ever, when a bowling attack makes lethal strikes early in the power play, you immediately put the batting side on the back foot. Zimbabwe, having won the toss, deciding to bat first, nothing wrong with that decision, but finding themselves none for one, 4 for 2, and now they're making a little bit of a recovery here, but it's hard work. It's time to roll your sleeves up, Bazid Khan. For 2. Bowled him, over they go. Hasnain is the wrecker in this third ODI.
No time to roll your sleeves up. No time to get your bat down either. Because of that pace and the Yorker. He's always had pace. Pakistan doing extremely well. If Shaheen Shah Afridi won't get you, it's Hasnain today. Third wicket for him. Chari out for 9, 22 for 3.
Sean Williams, 34 years of age, a man who's played 12 tests for Zimbabwe, averaging just short of 34. He's got 3 one-day centuries, strike rate is a healthy 81, and his best 129 against Bangladesh in Chattogram, which was in October 2018. So recently recording his best score. He's also got 2 test centuries. But Hasnain really has got a bounce in his step here now.
And blowing Zimbabwe away with pace. New ball. Yorker length. Too quick. Doesn't matter if it swings or not. Once you bowl it that quickly, it's a problem. And Zimbabwe have a big problem here that Hasnain is blowing them away inside the first 10 overs.
20 years of age, Mohammad Hasnain. Quetta Gladiators. And won the Man of the Match award in the PSL final in 2019. Picked up 3 for 20 odd in the final. And what riches Pakistan has in the bowling department, pace and spin. Buzzard, it's a great problem to have. Who to select? Obviously in the long run, injuries will play their part, but what riches they have.
Especially with the new ball, you've got, well, onshore right now, Hasnain, Shaheen Shah, Afridi, Haris Rauf developing nicely with a lot of pace. And then you have likes of Musa, you've got Naseem Shah also waiting in the wings. And then the one player not playing in this game, the all-rounder, short ball, maybe just slightly keeping low, but there's so much pace on offer from Hasnain. Talking about white ball and the new ball, you've got Imad Wasim who loves bowling with the new ball. So everybody lining up to take guard.
The short ball is effective. And what it does, it keeps somebody like Sean Williams honest. Doesn't want to be diving forward on that front foot. 8 gone, 22 for 3. Well, this is a milestone. First time ever that Pakistan are playing a one-day international with 3 20-year-old fast bowlers. Look at that. Mohammad Hasnain, Musa Khan, Shaheen Shah.
Start them young, very young. And it used to be that you'd get a lot of young batsmen coming in, but now 20-year-olds, and all of them got pace. So pace does work.
What we're seeing here as well, Buzzard, is that, you know, you've got Mohammad Musa Khan who can work with Waqar Younis and has been at Islamabad United. Mohammad Hasnain. Well, there we go, look at that. First time that Pakistan playing with an ODI with 3 20-year-old fast bowlers. Mohammad Hasnain, Musa Khan and Shaheen Shah Afridi. It's absolutely spectacular. And they also can call on the wonderful experience of the likes of Waqar Younis, Wasim Akram, Muhammad Akram, Aqib Javed, Abdul Razak. These guys, they're here. Use them, mentor them. You've got Wahab Riaz, where does he fit in? He's in between, really, isn't he? He's not 20, and he's still going, and he's fantastic bowler. So, right now, I mean, anyone in the cricketing world looking at what's going on in Pakistan would say, what are they doing there? The future's bright. Wahab Riaz, great competitor that he is. Saw a lovely caption on social media today. It was that fantastic duel, that fight between Wahab Riaz and you know who? Shane Watson.
Oh, so the golden oldies.
And Shane Watson has today announced his retirement from all international cricket, and Wahab Riaz said, one of the great competitors, I enjoyed our duel in Adelaide.
Well, of course he did enjoy his duel, because he was bouncing him and hitting him everywhere. So ask Shane Watson if he enjoyed the duel or not.
Oh, he did. Don't you worry, he did. I don't think an Aussie likes a fight. So I think that's, you see, that's great. If you know, you can have an Aussie like Shane Watson. He doesn't shrink from a fight. You know, they want it. It's there.
Yeah, but once it's 90 miles an hour and it's this blurry white thing coming at your head, I don't think the fight's equal.
Well,
you bowlers have it all, and then you say it's a batsman's game.
You batsman.
95 miles an hour coming at your head, well, and it's a batting game. I don't think so.
Musa Khan just keeping Sean Williams back on the crease. It's 23 for 3. Oh, that's well bowled and well left. I note a certain change with Hasnain, and he's done something to his action. It's a lovely balanced approach to this. This is a lovely run-up. Now, where I think the change that he's made, watch his delivery stride, that's beautiful here, there, that is now shorter. Now that's a long delivery stride. But if you imagine a pair of scissors in your hands and you split them wide open, I'll come back. So you imagine a pair of scissors in your hand and you open them up. What he has done in previous seasons, Mohammad Hasnain has been like the scissors that's wide open. Okay, I'm going to watch this and try. Let's see if we can just freeze this at the point where I want to illustrate. That's good. That's a lovely. Here we go. Here we go. There. Right, now that is just about perfect. Perfect, because he comes over on that front straight leg. In previous years, that has been much longer, that stride, like a scissors that's too far apart. And what he's done now, he's closed the scissors up, and that delivery stride is shorter, which means that he's able to go over that front leg and deliver with more pace. Brilliant. That's really good from Hasnain.
Yeah, it's all about that bracing of the front leg. And once that front leg collapses, the energy doesn't go through the ball, and he does it beautifully. Brett Lee, for example, that front leg, if it collapses, then you lose pace. But once it's braced completely like that, the energy is flowing through towards the batsman. And that's why the pace is up, and that's why the accuracy is good.
I go back to the two W's. Waqar, Wasim. Waqar's stride, think about the scissors, was longer than Wasim's. But Waqar, I'm sure, has been working with Hasnain. And I'm sure they've been looking at that. And it looks so much better, doesn't it? And that's why there's better control here from Hasnain.
Yeah, it's a big improvement, but I'm slightly disappointed by you, Alan. I would thought you'd have gone further back than Wakar to 2 Ws. You have gone further back and told us about Fred Truman, maybe.
I think you're going to have to change that record. You know, you've been playing it for too long. You need to go out more often.
Well, I tell you what, we just had a look at 320-year-olds playing right now for Pakistan. The youngest test player, Hassan Raza, Pakistan. Second youngest, Mushtaq Mohammad, Pakistan. Youngest one-day player, Hassan Raza, again from Pakistan. So these batsmen, but the best one that stands out is Aqib Javed, who made his first-class debut at 12 years old. So definitely breed them young.
That's a maiden over, 23 for 3. Musa Khan is to bowl his second over. 3 20-year-old cricketers, fast bowlers operating for Pakistan. Rashid Riaz says end of the power play. Zimbabwe 23 for 3. Chamu Chubaba won the toss, deciding to bat first, and it's been tough. And see how the pace of Musa Khan is keeping Sean Williams back on that back foot, back in the crease.
Hasnain started off a terrific catch at second slip. Iftikhar Ahmed in form with the ball, with his hands, strangled down the leg side. Taylor looked good, but it was all about Hasnain. The first power play, 3 wickets for him. And it's just been downhill from Zimbabwe.
Not only have wickets fallen, but the runs have dried up now. It's a bit of a drought out there. Zimbabwe knows all about drought. 2 runs in the last 3 overs. But I don't mind that, because you've got 2 extremely capable young fast bowlers operating here who are probing and asking questions. As long as wickets are not falling, you don't want to be 25 for 4 or 33 for 4. You want to be 23 and just, you know, keep going. Yes, 51 dot balls, but this has been tough. The salvo, the onslaught by these fast bowlers has been so strikingly effective. Where are you going to score there? How is Sean Williams going to get that away? That is line and length, and it's tucking him back on the crease. Weather the storm.
A lot of cricket being played. Kaizen Trophy in Karachi. Southern Punjab already won. Sindh leading by 203 runs. That should be an interesting game. And Northern have won by 9 wickets. The captain getting 11 wickets in the game, Naman Ali. So everything going around. Lots of cricket to watch, and one of those games has been televised live as well.
Short, pulled away, and it's hit the cushions flush. I think that'll be 6. Short ball helped on its way, and I think the replay will show us. I think that ball has hit the boundary cushion flush.
Wilco with 20/20 vision is absolutely spot on, I think. But when you have pace, you've got to work with it. And although it's a top edge, the intention was to ride the bouncer or to be able to turn it around leg side, and I think he's got the best result possible.
Good vision. Yeah, 6. And the reason I think I thought it hit them flush is this, Buzzard. I'll tell you this. Because more often than not, when it hits the turf before the cushion, then it rebounds off the cushion, it goes back, it goes further over the boundary. That didn't. Bounce back in play.
Oh, that's knowledge. Thorough professional. So Wilco, now you'll have to cancel that Specsavers appointment that you booked.
.23 for 3 in the power play. It's the lowest score Pakistan has conceded in ODIs in 7 years. 7 years. A single here. That was the 20 for 3 by the West Indies in Guyana back in 2013. Milestones coming thick and fast. 8 gone, 31 for 3. Change of bowling, 3 wickets for Hussain. That he's now resting, and it's going to be Wahab Riaz. Just when you thought it was safe to test the water, Wahab Riaz comes on. For Sean Williams, much depends on Sean Williams, and Wahab Riaz will be at him. He's playing his 91st match. He's picked up 119 wickets. Economy's okay. It's very good at 5.7. Sean Williams, he's the highest run getter for Zimbabwe in ODIs in the last 2 years, averaging 40. Not only the runs that he's been getting, Sean Williams, 445, being the highest run scorer for Zim last 2 years. He's also the second best bowler behind Kyle Jarvis. He's picked up 12 wickets with his left arm spin as well. These numbers before today, so he's playing his 14th match today. Wahab Riaz is sneaky fast. He lopes in, and he every now and again he unleashes that quicker delivery, and it just gets onto a batsman quickly, gets big on a batsman.
Correct, and he does get big and bowls extreme pace as well. When he started his first-class career, I was just reminded of this. Is an umpire who said that he seems as if he's a moody cricketer. One day he'll be on, and once he's on fire, and the other day he'll just look ordinary. But that has improved slightly, but once he gets on a roll, the pace improves and he almost becomes unplayable. So he's one of those bowlers who gets on a roll and then turns the game around. And the greatest aspect about him, he's played a lot of cricket, but his pace hasn't deteriorated. His pace is still going upwards to 140 whenever he plays. So he's still very potent in white ball cricket, not only in one-day cricket, but also in T20, where, especially at the back end, because of his pace, he can give you a couple of overs which can dent the opposition in terms of getting wickets and also in terms of keeping the runs round right at the very end. So it's very important to Pakistan's cause.
Could be a couple here. Oh, Hasnain's done well. Saves what would have been a boundary. End of the over, 34 for 3. Shot. That's pinged off the bat. And it's 4. Just a little push. Bit of extra bottom hand in it, and it just sends it on its way.
Most accomplished batsman in the Zimbabwe lineup. And you can see by that shot only. He's gone back, rock back, just pushed it into the gap. And being able to time it so well that it races to the fence. The quality stroke.
Brendan Taylor, 6 test hundreds for Zimbabwe, highest test score 171. Just going down the leg side. That was against Bangladesh in Harare 7 years ago. He's now got 11 one-day centuries as well. But Pakistan, 4 changes today. We're seeing the first time Fakhar Zaman. We're seeing Kushdil Shah. Wahab Riaz comes back, and Mohammad Hasnain is back. Is in the side as well. So Kushdil, debut for him. The comments and the feedback from overseas players, foreign players who come to Pakistan who've played in the PSL, is that they feel that the quality of bowling is as high, if not the highest, in all the T20 leagues. And I think that's great appraisal. I think it's, you know, the likes of Shaheen, Wahab, all these superbly equipped cricketers, young tyros like Hasnain and Musa Khan, Naseem Shah, who ply their craft, and they give the foreign top order batsman a torrid time. Man out there this time, extra protection, and that's just the pace department. Then you look at spin and look at the leg spinners and the left arm spinners.
Yeah, correct. And Shane Watson played for Quetta Gladiators, and he said that Hasnain was the fastest teenager he'd ever faced. And remember, this is going all around the world, Pakistan, PTV Sports, Africa, Supersport, and the rest of the world, YouTube in HD. So you can watch all these 90 plus or fast bowlers if you like. But in that Quetta Gladiators team, there was Naseem Shah as well. I think Naseem Shah got really angry. Because it's been driven through the offside, won't reach the fence. Because Shane Watson says that the fastest teenage fast bowler he's ever faced is Hasnain, and Naseem Shah is standing right there and thinking, what are you on, mate?
I like that. But I said to Uruj and to Zainab in the pre-match show that nothing is better for a cricket team or a country than competition. And if there's competition between Musa Khan and Nasim Shah, brilliant. Or Hasnain, throw them all in. You need that competition. Ooh, that's been given a wide. Rashid Riaz, the umpire. Yeah, a bit of a sponge bounce, this one.
Yeah, too short. And he just looped over. It's gone far too short. There's a lot of bounce in this pitch, so you don't want to be hitting your own shoelaces to get it up.
Didn't know too much about that one. Looking leg side, and it's gone down to third man. 9 from the over, 43 for 3. Interesting the way that Sean Williams plays the quicker ball, the shorter ball. He just stays back and he plays it so late as he did there. Just guided it down to third man. Right, now what are they scoring at? They're currently at a scoring rate of about 3.3. That gets them to round about the 160-70 mark. Obviously they're going to increase that. Let's hope they do. 5 and over gets them to 228, and 7 and over gets them just past 300. Well, at 44 for 3, that's asking a lot, but you've got Brendan Taylor who's just said 2. They're going to take 2 here. Brendan Taylor and Sean Williams had a mid-pitch almost collision there. They just brushed each other. Top score of 145 not out against South Africa in Bloemfontein 10 years ago. Just watch the running here. What are they looking at? They're both looking at the ball. Whoopsie.
Yeah, there was only going to be one winner in that little collision. But this bloke has to get a lot of runs. He batted beautifully in the first ODI. Didn't get his side over the line, and I think Pakistan after that first ODI have increased their quality by 10-15%, so Zimbabwe have their work cut out.
It was looking good in the second match as well. Brendan Taylor, his conversion of centuries, he's played 132 first class and he's got 32 centuries. That's an impressive conversion rate.